Many of you are grinding away for Gwenpool, and I highly recommend it. She's a great champion, lots of fun to play with. But because I already have her myself, I'm just going to be getting in the pool and then scooping up as many of these milestone rewards as I can possibly get my hands on. And I feel like a lot of people tend to undervalue just how good these milestone rewards actually are. And it's kind of understandable because at first glance, it's nothing too crazy. You get some units, some Battlechips, gold, premium hero crystal shards. No big deal, right? Well, I kind of felt the same way until I did the math. And I kind of want to show you guys this math right now in my favorite format, the spreadsheet. So let's go to it right now. I've laid out all of the different milestone rewards for every single one of these arenas, all 4 different arenas. And I'll show you exactly how much gold, Battleships, Premium Hero Crystal Shards, 3, 4, 5-star shards, and units that you can expect to get if you get all of these rewards. On top of that, I've also included what you can get in terms of the ranked rewards just for getting the milestones, or in some cases, a tiny bit higher. So for example, in the 4-star basic arena here, if you just got all of the milestone rewards, you can expect to hit this 26 to 45% bracket, get yourself some 4 and 5-star shards. But if you go a little bit higher, maybe like 100,000 points. In some cases, it's going to be, you're going to need to do a little bit higher than that. Even you can walk out with 500 4-star shards and 200 5-star shards. So it's not that bad there at all. And if you're newer to the game, then unfortunately it's going to be very hard for you to get these amount of points. But for more experienced players of the game, it's not that big of a deal. And I'll show you exactly how long it'll take me personally to get some of those rewards. Just to show you what I'm talking about there as well. But those ranked rewards, they are included in this. And I want to show you just what you can get for doing 1 week, one 3-day arena, not even 1 week, 1 3-day arena, which you can do twice a week in terms of all these different categories here. So gold, you're going to walk out with about 82,000 gold, about 46,000 battle chips, about 50,000 premium hero crystal shards, 1,800 3-star shards, 1,400 4-star shards, 600 5-star shards, and 400 units. But because, like I said, you can do this twice per week, what's the weekly total? Well, all we got to do is multiply everything by 2 here. So 163,000 gold, which, by the way, this is not the gold that you can get from, cashing in those battle chips and opening up arena crystals. This is just strictly from milestone rewards. About 92,000 battle chips, almost 100,000 premium hero crystal shards. And by the way, let's actually go back a second for those battle chips. Those battle chips are strictly from milestones as well. I'm not counting the battle chips that you get for actually winning each 3v3 fight. And once we add those in, the numbers are actually going to get really out of control, and I'll show you that too. But yeah, so almost 100,000 premium hero crystal shards. About 3,600 3-star, 2,800 4-star, 1,200 5-star shards, and 800 units. Not bad, right? Okay. Well, what about if we did? What if we got every single milestone for the rest of the year? There's about 24 weeks left in the year, so all we got to do is multiply these numbers by 24 now. Okay, now we're gonna walk out with 3.9 million gold, 2.2 million battle chips, 2.4 million premium hero crystal shards, 86,000 3-star shards, 67,000 4-star shards, 28,800 5-star shards, and 19,200 units. So yeah, anybody who's asking me like how can I possibly not spend money on this game, it's because I grind arena. And the amount of units that I've gotten in my time in this game has definitely added up to be a lot. And I can't always get every single milestone, so it's not like I can, guarantee getting this many units throughout the rest of the year. But I'm going to get most of them. I'm going to get nearly all of those units. But how long does that take, right? It takes a long time. It'd be better just to spend a few bucks in this game and get your units that way. And that's fine. That's totally understandable. I have nothing against people who spend money in games. I still don't understand how there's this like weird taboo about it. If you want to spend some money in the game, if you don't want to, spend the time in the arena, totally fine. Spend some money or not. It's up to you. That's the great thing about this game is it gives you the option. So how long does this actually take me? Well, if I have 15 5-star champions, it'll take me 41 rounds in the 2-star arena, 39 in the 3-star arena, 65 rounds in the 4-star basic, and 120 rounds in the 4-star featured, for a total of 265 rounds. Now I can do about 32 rounds an hour, so that's a little over 8 hours, and that's every 3 days. So it does take a lot of time. People like to equate this to like time spent working like a job or something like that, and I don't think that's correct either, though, because while I'm playing this game, I'm also doing other things. I'm streaming, I'm hanging out in somebody else's stream, watching them stream, watching YouTube videos, doing whatever, right? So although it does seem like a lot of time, and it is, no, I would never deny that it's not a lot of time. It's not just, you know, phone, like me looking at the screen and not doing anything else. So there's that part of it too. Now, if I get all the way up to 25 5-star champions, which I don't have, I just got my 16th one recently, but if I make it to 21 5-star champions, it'll still take me 41 rounds in the 2-star arena, 39 in the 3-star arena, 45 only in the 4-star basic, and I'll explain why, because you actually can't use 5-star champions in the 4-star basic arena. And it's only going to take me 70 rounds in the 4-star featured arena. So the reason why I can save so many rounds in both of these is that if you look at the difference in points that you get, a rank 2 5-star champion, if you have 3 of those in a round, it gives you about 61,000 points versus a fully maxed out rank 5 4-star champion team. It's going to give about 38,000 points on average. Now the thing is, if I have 21 5-star champions, I can pretty much just use those 21 5-star champions across the 3-day period, and it'll take me about these 70 wins, and that'll actually free up my maxed out 4-star champions, allowing me to use those exclusively in the 4-star basic, and it actually saves quite a bit of time. So the total number of rounds goes from 265 to 195, and I cut almost 2 hours on my total grind time. So that brings it down to about 6 hours over a 3-day period. So about 2 hours a day, and I'm, like I said, I'm always doing something else while grinding. In fact, I'm streaming almost 2 hours a day, right? Or, well, yeah, actually, technically I'm streaming a little bit more than 2 hours a day, but it's not always in arena. Okay. So, like I said, I'm not trying to hide how much time it takes. It definitely does take a lot of time, but these rewards are possible. But I also left out how many battle chips we're going to get, and I said we'd talk about that. How many battle chips you actually get just for hitting all these milestone rewards. So let's get to that as well. Okay, so the number of battle chips that you're actually going to walk out with, per 3v3 win, you can get about 350 battle chips. Technically, in some arenas you get more than that, but I'm also factoring in the potential to lose one of those 3v3s every once in a while, right? So it's about 350 battle chips, 300 for winning, and then you get like 15 to 25, I think, per actual win. Okay. So I'm going to average these two numbers here and just say 240, because that's actually what it takes me about right now, since I have an extra 5-star champion there. So it takes me about 240 rounds right now, times that 350 number, and that's about 84,000 battle chips is what I'm getting for every 3 days. But you can do that twice per week, so it's about 168,000 battle chips per week, in addition to all of the the battle chips that you're getting per week just from milestones. So yeah, the battle chips, they can add up pretty quickly too. But what about the rest of the year? Didn't we multiply this stuff by 24? Let's do it. So 168,000 by 24 for the rest of the weeks in the year, and that comes out to 4 million. It's like a tiny bit over 4 million, so we'll just round that to 4 million. So yeah, 4 million battle chips. On top of the 2.2 million battle chips that you can get for hitting all of the milestone rewards, just from the milestones. And yeah, you're actually going to walk out, if you take the time to play Arena the rest of the year, you could have over 6 million battle chips. And, I know not everybody's going to do this, but I just want to show the potential, right? The potential is there. So anyone who is saying, like, there's no way to be free to play in this game or something like that, well, here it is right here. Again, nothing wrong with spending money if you decide to go that route, though. I think that's perfectly fine as well. So these 4 million battle chips plus the 2.2 million battle chips, what does that equate to in terms of units, you may ask? Well, every million battle chips is roughly 2,000 units. You might get a little bit less. I think on average it's like a tiny bit less than that, but there are also times where I've gotten lucky and I've gotten above that average as well. So every million battle chips, about 2,000 units. But because me personally, I'm playing you know, a decent amount of map 6 and alliance quests, like 2 to 3 days a week. The donations get a little bit expensive in terms of Battleships, so about 1 million of that is going to go towards donations throughout the rest of this year. So that drops it down from the 4 million plus 2.2, you know, the 6.2, we'll just call it 5 million Battleships, which is basically another 10,000 units. So yeah, 10,000 on top of this nearly 20,000 right here. And if I play all the milestones the rest of the year, that's about 30,000 units. Just to give you some idea of just how powerful these milestones actually are. But that might be a little too much, you know, getting all these milestones. What if you just want to get in the pool? Which, if you're not sure what getting in the pool means, it essentially just means that you are qualifying for the ranked rewards. And just to qualify for these ranked rewards, and I'm only going to talk about the basic arena right now, just getting in the pool for the basic arena. To qualify, you get this third milestone here, 150,000 points, and that will also guarantee that you will come out with the 61 to 100% ranked rewards. So the 75 4-star shards, and I'm not including the arena boost crystal. That's kind of whatever. So what about if you just do that? Well, the weekly total, or I'm sorry, the round total, just for one 3v3 round, you're going to get 4,500 gold, 3,000 Battleships, 3,600 premium hero crystal shards, 75 4-star shards, and 30 units. Twice per week though, right? And you can see these totals, they definitely add up. And throughout the rest of the year, that's an extra 216,000 gold, 144,000 Battleships, 172,000 premium hero crystal shards, 3,600 4-star shards, and 1,440 units. So yeah, even if you just want to take it easy, just want to get in the pool, you know, it could take you about 10 rounds or something like that, even less depending on how powerful your roster is, maybe a little bit more if you're still, you know, growing your roster. But yeah, just for getting in the pool, still, you can actually get some pretty decent rewards. While helping out everyone else who is going for champions and lowering the cutoff and stuff like that, so that eventually, when you do want to go for one of these champions yourself, hopefully there'll be more people in the pool and there'll be more people getting these champions, and you won't have to score quite as high. Anyway, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you can see just how powerful these milestone rewards are. I'm not trying to convince you to go for them. You can do whatever you want with your time. You can do whatever you want with your money. I don't care. I just want to show you the actual potential. And that's going to do it for this video, guys. I will see you in the next one. Take care.